Hello everyone, and welcome back after my extended leave of absence. Following my last video with the CZ75, I felt it was most appropriate to step away for a while to actually focus on my other projects I've been working on, which coincides a little bit with this video. Today being the 29th of May, 2024, exactly 5 years ago, I released my psychological thriller, Traffic. Now, in all honesty, I had no intention of releasing a video discussing this book 5 years later, so I didn't do one with Parabellum or Silent Rage. However, considering over the past 5 years what has all come to light, seems a little relevant. Considering not even 3 months after this book was released, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested on human trafficking charges in New York City, which is where this book takes place. And then not even 2 months after that, he's found dead in a cell, with the official ruling being suicide. Bullshit! While I was writing this particular book, I didn't necessarily view it as dark, considering I'm the one writing it. You're kind of stuck in the world, you don't really pay attention to it as much. While writing the book and then eventually editing it, of course, you kind of become numb to the actual content of what's involved with this story. To be fair, whenever you're editing a book, you do kind of become numb to the contents in general. For instance, with Silent Rage, I literally rewrote that book almost word for word. And that story is a lot longer than Traffic. Though over these past 5 years, as I've read various chapters of Traffic, yeah, I will say the story is relatively dark. There are definitely things I would have changed. I wouldn't have been as detailed in some regards anyway. But the reason I wrote it that way is because my main protagonist, Nicole Collins, does suffer from anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder. So throughout the story, I'm very specific on if she did something with her, for instance, right hand or her left foot. But again, that was just because that's how the character was. And I have read some authors who are that specific in their work as well. But with my future works, I'll be dialing it back quite a bit. In some regards, definitely the climax between Nicole Collins and my main antagonist, I would have smoothed that scene out quite a bit more. The execution of that scene probably could have been better. Of course, at the time, I didn't see anything wrong with it. But I'll just take what I've learned on this particular book and apply it to the next ones, which I am working on, by the way. One scene that was perfect from the moment I wrote it was definitely the ending. Originally, the previous chapter was the actual ending of the story. However, I saw another book, I'm sure I have it somewhere. If I can find it, I'll just put a picture of it right here. That particular book, I saw that and it gave me an idea. I said, okay, I have one last part I'm going to write. And now the final chapter of Traffic was inspired by that particular book cover. And honestly, it fits the story just right. And I won't spoil that for you. I'm sure if you've read the book, you already know, and that's why you're here watching this video. If not, well, I really like the ending. And hopefully you do too.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Probably something else I would have changed was some of the dialogue between Nicole Collins and one of the antagonists, Sonia Melanoir. You know, it's funny, even though I created Sonia's last name, even I have issues saying it sometimes. Melanoir. Melanoir. As I'm sure I said in the 1 year later video, Sonia's last name, Melanoir, is a play on melon, basically your brain, Mela, and noir, the type of crime fiction. Also because I have the character manipulate people's minds in the story using drugs. Relatively fitting. Another scene I also enjoyed writing was the masquerade ball. With Nicole being a private investigator, her using a disguise to infiltrate the masquerade ball, not too far-fetched. Of course, in the story, however, the federal government does ensure she receives an invitation to the event, she's on the guest list, and they do provide her with a dress. On top of that, the federal government does also provide a James Bond / Mission Impossible type camouflage system as well. But I don't want to give too much away. Well, this was just going to be a brief video, considering it is the 5-year anniversary from when I released Traffic. It has become my favorite so far anyway. Though Silent Rage is my pride and joy and Parabellum was my first novel. As far as I'm concerned, this book definitely deserved a 5-year later video. Now I'm aware most of you are here for the firearms content. More of that will be coming as time allows. As I did say in my introduction video, keep an eye out. Who knows what'll be coming down the road next.